So you guys got the chance to see the quarterback still alive. What I believe is going to be more beneficial for you guys, not only seeing what they do, okay? So you can see, my big thing is, I know the problem, okay? What's the solution? That's my biggest thing. I'm always in the solution. How to fix it, okay? So I can show you all these drills. Oh, look at that open trigger step, block the punch, right? But when the ball starts to go the way you don't want it to go, how do you fix it? And I will get into that tomorrow. So I just want to let you guys know, and ladies know, that I will get into certain specific drills on how to fix throwing mechanics in football. Okay? So we'll have the players tomorrow, and we can go through that. Okay. So back to the open trigger step, and then the gather step. You can see. Making sure he's always starting with a great setup. When I first got Mike, he did not want to bend his knees. Okay? So he played at NC State, okay? And his coach told him, you should not bend your knees. I want you to stay tall in the pocket, like we talked about. Okay? Mike Glennon is 6'6". 6'6". Okay? So I said, hey, if you bend your knees and you're only 6'4", you will still be able to see down the field. Right? So I'm coaching every throw. I talk to him about himself leaning. Okay, so I'm going to give him a quick coaching point, okay, and have him corrected on the very next rep. Okay? So we talked about the boards and the fast feet over and shuffling and the feet on the skateboard. Okay, some of the drills I see, they have the big step over bags. Okay, and they use it for the quarterback shuffling through and how they're stepping over. Okay, so if we have this big step over bag, and I'll do it this way. If we have a step over bag, the bag is about this high off the ground. It is not realistic for a quarterback to pick his feet up this high, okay, in the pocket. I'm trying to keep his feet as close to the ground as possible so we can always set our feet, okay, and get the ball out of our hands. Okay, so you'll see some video on the fast feet over, leading with the right foot and the left foot, okay, and you're gonna see on the boards where they're talking about the feet on the skateboard, how shuffling through, okay. Is there any questions about what I'm talking about when I say feet on the skateboard? You guys can all see that visual, okay, and then using that clock. Okay, so when I talk about when you're shuffling on the clock, okay, the 12 is in front of you, 6 is behind you. Okay, to help them stay straight, if they use that clock, okay, shuffle to 6, shuffle to 12. So you can hear me on some of the videos today. Shuffle to 6, shuffle to 12. Okay, and so they won't be sliding in the pocket. They always want to try to stay straight. Okay, and then there was a figure 8 drill. Okay, and then you guys saw the 5-3-5-3. Okay, so we can get into this video. Okay, so this is the board drill. Now, whatever combination of drill you want to do to get your quarterbacks, okay, some type of certain movement you guys do in your system, that's fine. Okay, if you want to use these, perfect. Okay, so these boards right here, these are made by Gilman Sports. Okay, they're actually for offensive linemen. Okay, these small little boards. Okay, when I saw them, I was like, oh, that's perfect, because that's something I'm able to have my quarterbacks and I step real high off the ground, but just barely get their feet over, and we can shuffle through, and they don't move, they're not flimsy, they're not really light, they have a little bit of weight to them. Okay, so if you do hit them, they don't just fly out of the way. Okay? See Jimmy. This is fast feet over. He's shuffling through. We're going to go back and forth and get the ball. Right? Shuffling to 6 feet on the skateboard. Okay? Okay. So you can see in the video that when he got to the front of the board, I wish I could stop it, he actually picked up his front foot to actually step over and then got back on. Okay? So this is my first time working out Jimmy Clausen. Okay? He's backing up Cam Newton with the Panthers. And he's played at Notre Dame, and he's a real cocky guy. Like, hey, I know it all. I know it all. Okay? So I was being careful with him on saying, hey, no, I want you to do it like this. Okay? But this was my first time, so I didn't really want to give him a lot of coaching points because I didn't know how he would react. And that's the same thing I was talking to the quarterbacks about, okay, in there. When you first get a quarterback, you really can't punch him up, beat him up real bad if you don't know how he's going to react, because then you might lose him for the rest of the practice. Okay? So, and then these are the in and outs. I'm sorry. You can see, okay, how slow his feet are. Watch. Okay. So when I talked to him about jumping rope, he was like, what? Jump rope? I got to jump rope? Oh man. So I was able to talk to our strength and conditioning guy that gets guys ready, that gets these guys ready for the NFL. Okay? And I talked to him, that's something I need him to, get better at. Okay? So I actually set up to the left because I want him to be able to throw in different angles. Okay, so be able to go through in and out, set the feet here and throw, or I can be here in front of him, or I can be off to the right. Okay, so I'm always just trying to change different angles and different things that they might see in the game. Okay, so then I want to add things to it. So this quarterback here, he's a freshman at UCLA. His name is Devon Monster. Okay, I've been training him since he was 6 years old. Okay, so he has evolved, so now I can throw more things at him. I always want to challenge my quarterbacks with their footwork. I always want to challenge them. Okay, as they start to progress and get better, and the jumping rope better, I want to just add more things to it and give them more confidence to see how they react and see if they can still be balanced and they can still do the drill. Okay? That's great for you. He will be, okay, a first-round pick, okay, in 3 years. I guarantee it. That guy right there will be like, damn, you're 3 years from now, you'll hear the name. Okay, Devon Monster, okay? He's going to be a first-round pick, okay? When I get guys and they're really open to coaching and they have a passion, you can see it, and they have that ability, you're like, that guy's going to be in the NFL. There's no question about it. You guys show it to you one more time. They still picking up the look, right? Again, I always want to challenge them. Trying to keep the left side of the body down the field and throw a great ball and finish with balance, okay? Okay? So this is a figure 8 drill. Okay? Again, I'm just trying to create movements, okay, that they will possibly do in the game. Okay? So when there's quarterback coaches in California that want to be different to try to create more business. Okay? And I was explaining to one or two coaches today, hey, the wheel has been around for 1,000 years. It's a wheel, okay? So there's only certain things you can do to kind of create another wheel. You can make it smaller, make it bigger, make it fatter, okay? But it's still a damn wheel, okay? So there's quarterback coaches that have quarterbacks in the ocean in waist-deep water, okay? Dropping back. And so, when the hell are you gonna be in some water? Waist deep, okay? Just stuff like that, I just don't agree. It looks cool on Twitter and Facebook, and all the parents are like, oh, wow, that's great, okay? But it does not translate to football. I want to be on some grass or some turf. That's where we work, okay? So this is the figure 8 drill. So he's going to figure 8 through the cones. Come back to platform, boom, snap the ball off. Okay? Again, keeping the feet on the skateboard and always trying to keep the left side of his body down the field. Moving, boom, coming back, keeping the feet active, always setting and throwing a great ball and finishing. Right? Okay, so then we're start talking about a little bit about the apex, okay, which you got a chance to see the guys do a lot. Okay, I'm talking about keeping the shoulder square when you're sprinting out to the right. I don't believe that you need to square up to your target and then close your shoulders and then open them back up. Okay, it's just a detail. If your shoulder's already towards your target, I don't believe you need to open that back up. Okay, you can just leave it there and then the ball can just come out. It's the thing about when you're coming out to the left, it's the right-handed. Now, if there was one coach in here that's actually left-handed, but he goes, hey, I teach right-handed quarterbacks. Okay, but if you ever get a left-handed quarterback, then you actually have to practice. Okay, because I get so caught up in teaching right-handed quarterbacks, I have to always go home and practice. And I got to still be efficient and be able to explain to them, okay, how to do it, and at least look like I know what I'm doing. Okay, trigger, block, kick, lift, extend, and be able to do the movement so they can get the visual picture, okay, as the same visual picture as I'm giving to a right-handed quarterback. Certainly I can't throw left-handed, you know, but I can, without a ball, I can look like I can do it. Okay? Okay, so this is the first apex. Okay, you can see him open up to the left. Get that first apex and push the ball across the chest, and then the ball comes out. Okay, you can see where I caught the football. You see where I caught the football, okay, that the arm came down, okay, run that back. And I was talking to Terrell about extending, okay. So, my buddy Jurgen, he said, oh yeah, you did such a great job with Terrell Pryor, plays wide receiver, you know, right? Well, because of me. So we talk about how many quarterback coaches are in California. So there's a guy named Tom House who's a baseball pitching coach. A baseball pitching coach who now trains quarterbacks. Okay? So I started training Terrell. I started getting him pretty good, getting him to understand how to throw the football. He goes back to OTAs, which is like a little mini camp practice. He's doing great. The quarterback coach calls me, hey, what are you teaching? What are you paying? He looks great. Okay? And he goes, hey, you've done a great job, but I also would like him to go and work with Tom House, who's a good friend of mine. And between you two, okay, you guys should be able to make a great quarterback. Okay? So I said, okay. So I go down there, and for 2 weeks, I'm watching him teaching baseball. Complete baseball, how you throw a baseball. And it didn't translate. So the other thing about Tom House and myself, and just talking to quarterbacks in general, they need to hear the same voice. If you want them to get great at what you do, they only hear one voice. So I tell parents, don't bring your son to me, then to this other quarterback coach, then this other quarterback coach. Too many voices in the ear, okay? And so when they see me, they're trying to do my stuff, and then they go see the other quarterback coach and they're doing their stuff, okay? So when you coach your quarterbacks, okay, give them one voice. Don't have them go to all these other different places, because they'll never become great. They're just going to be confused, okay? So, and that's what happened with Terrell. Okay, he's trying to throw the ball like a baseball and do my footwork and throw like me, and that's why he was just inconsistent when it became live, okay? So now he's at the second apex. Pushing the ball across, which is great. Now you can see the accuracy of the ball because of his extension. He really, and Terrell's a really, really good athlete. He has really long arms. The ball came out of his hand and did not move. Okay, and this is the third apex. And I'm moving down the field, so I would finish like at 15 yards. Okay, so he missed a throw there, and I'm telling him, okay, you were not running directly towards me. You were drifting, and so he actually came outside his body. Okay, and that's why the ball was off target, and he didn't get the real nice snap of the wrist to really spin the ball. I'll show it to you again. Great job. Push the ball across, come down. Okay. You should always be able to come downhill, because I tell the quarterbacks, hey, if no one's open, okay, what else can you do with the football? They say, coach, run. And I say, okay, right now you would just run out of bounds. Okay, you should be coming downhill, running directly towards your target. Okay? So this is the perfect rep, how we talked about with the apexes, perfect rep. Third apex, coming downhill, snapping the ball off. All right? And then this is the pressure rep. Get in there, start to work downhill, feel the pressure, and moving lateral, you'll be able to throw the ball, okay, accurately as you move lateral. Let me show that to you again. And so, and then we talked about throwing our quick game from under, okay? In this room, offensively, who teaches quarterback? You guys are in shotgun. Okay. All right, who's under center? Okay. All right. Who teaches both? Awesome. Perfect. I like offenses that are just not so predictable. Okay? Make it just a little bit harder on him. Okay? I want to have that presence of being under the center, okay, and running the ball, and also being in gun, still being in run game, and still be able to throw it quick. Okay? So again, you can see in big letters, catch the football. That's the biggest thing. All the timing of the play relies on the quarterback catching the football. Okay? So you'll see. So we're talking about the gun throwing bubble to the left. I should just shuffle. He's going to work actually what we call the RPO, the run pass option. So we're going to fake the zone read, ride here, and then come up and throw. Okay, and when we talk about that, I want the longer the ball is in the mesh, in between the quarterback's hand and the running back's stomach, the quicker decision the defensive end has to make. Okay, so once we ride, we talk about riding from his left leg to his right leg. So once he catches, he gets here in this position. I want the long ride from here, left leg to the right leg. Okay, and that'll force that defensive end to make a quicker decision, and then it's easier for the quarterback, okay, to either give the ball because he's hanging out there, I can just give it to the running back, or he crashes, I can pull up and come up and throw. Okay? Just riding and getting it out. Once again, ride, and getting it out. Okay? And then when we're throwing bubble to the right, now he's just going to throw straight bubble screen, and we're talking about wheeling the hips. It's the quarterback on the right. Okay? Just wheel the hips. Okay. One of the directions I would make to the quarterback is watch how he moves his left foot first before he moves his right foot. Right? Okay. Just what I believe in, that's a wasted movement. And if you're trying to be efficient and be quick all the time, okay, I don't want to move the left foot first. I want to move the right foot, okay? Okay, and we're going to talk a little bit about this, okay? Talk about our different drops, okay? And throwing the ball 3-step, 5-step, 7-step, and throwing out of shotgun, okay? So the first one we talk about is the three on time, or 3 with a hang, okay? So if the quarterback, once he gets to the top of his drop, if the receiver's open, man, he can hit the trigger and start his throw. But if the conflict player, just say if we're running a slant and a flat combination on the 2 receiver side, and our read is an outside linebacker that tells us to either throw the slant or the flat based on his movement, if he's a good linebacker, he can hang in the middle of both routes and then break late and give the quarterback a late read. Therefore, I would tell the quarterback, based on film, I want you to use a 3 with a hang. So once he gets to the top of the drop, he would hang on his back foot, but not hang with the front shoulder. I don't want all his weight here. I still want the front shoulder down. So we can hang here with the front shoulder down, and then once the linebacker makes his decision, then we can push and go and get the ball off. Okay? It's the same thing with the 3, with the 5 and hang, or the 3 with hang. Okay? So this is 3 on time, throwing the ball to the left. So he would have to post the foot, okay, and then turn and throw, okay? And so at this angle, okay, if I'm in the middle of a clock and 12's in front of Terrell, okay, I'm probably at, okay, about 4 o'clock, okay? So that's something I already talked to him about, okay? 4 o'clock here, so that's where you want to turn That's the hallway we talk about throwing into. Or Jimmy. You can see the one thing, let me go back. Watch how Jimmy's front shoulder is up. Once again, because he has too much weight on his backside. Okay? So, but that is what, okay? That's what they taught him when he was playing for the Carolina Panthers. Okay? When you load up here. Okay? And you don't want to get cut, right? So you're gonna do what the coach says. You're gonna do exactly what he said. He said load here, you load here. Okay? So, but a quick coaching point, I said, hey, it depends on who's your quarterback coach. Okay? In the world of professional sports in college, there's not a lot of guys that has a position of quarterback coach that actually coach quarterbacks. So they won't know the difference between this or this. Okay? So I said, hey, you got to do your job. Okay? Listen to me, but hear them. Okay? But if he's able to correct and say, no, I want the front shoulder up, more weight, then you just have to do what he says. Okay? But it's such a small difference. Okay? And they only have maybe a 10-minute individual time that they won't even say anything. They're just going to let you get reps. And then, but I'm always wanting to be perfect when they're in my setting. Okay? So when you're throwing quick game, when it's a hitch, when it's a slant or the 5-yard speed out, okay, I tell my quarterbacks that they're throwing the ball to a spot. Okay? They're not even looking at the receiver. It's the receiver that has to get to a certain spot. And if they're not there, then we got to coach the receiver up. You see Jimmy's footwork here. See, I turned, oh, my bad, sorry. Top real quick. Watch out, Terrell's ball loses what I call altitude. It's how low it finishes. So one of the coaching points, okay, once you, as you're throwing the ball, okay, further than 17 yards, okay, you have to adjust your release point. Okay, you have to adjust your release point. So we call that a 2-ball. So a 1-ball would be this, a 2-ball would be a little bit of air, and then of course a 3-ball is with a lot of air. Okay, so with that 2-ball on the speed out, whether it's what's up between 17 and 25 yards, okay, we have to adjust the release point. So I tell the quarterbacks, think about trying to touch your target on top of the head. So if my target is 17 yards away, okay, if I think about trying to touch him with my hand, okay, on top of the head, it would naturally bring your hand to your release point that you need. So the ball to start up, okay, and then let gravity pull it down. Okay? So when we talk, when we're throwing in front of NFL scouts or high school guys, throwing for college coaches, when they're throwing out routes or dig routes, the college coaches like to see the ball here, okay, up in the chest, face area. Okay? And so if they don't let the ball go in the right trajectory, okay, if they let it go here, unless they have a super, super strong arm, and they can let the ball go there, okay, but everybody else that's normal human beings, okay, we gotta let it go just a little bit higher, so the ball start a little bit higher, but you gotta always finish in the face and the chest area, okay? Watch how Jimmy turns, stops, boom, and then the ball comes out. Perfect. Okay? So then we talk about the 5-on-time drop. Okay? Not too many people do this between high school and college. Okay? It's an under center drop, okay, but I'm just going to talk about it because I believe it's important. Okay? And if you ever want to put this in, so you can throw what we would call a bang 8, like a skinny post, okay? Like a 14-yard skinny post, or you can throw a 12-yard speed out. And the key to a 5-on-time drop, okay, is not the depth of the drop, it's the speed of the drop. So the way I would teach it, I talk about the first 3 steps being full speed, your first 3 steps are full speed, okay? And then your fourth step, which is this crossover step, is actually your break. This actually slows you down, okay? Or it should slow you down. So this would be your break. So now you can plant, push, and throw. Okay, so it's fast feet, fast 3 steps. 4th step is your break step. The 5th step is plant, turn, and throw. Right? And so we're going 5 on time, throwing that simulated bang 8 to the left, which is that spinning post. As you can see, he's only at about 4 yards, finishing at 3. Okay, so the offensive line ain't got to protect that long because the ball's coming out so quick. Right? So it's just 5 quick. And you can see the trajectory of the ball. That's a 2 ball. You see how I'm catching it? Man, because he started it. So again, I talked to him about, hey, try to touch the receiver or touch me on top of the head so we can get the right trajectory so the ball doesn't finish down by my feet. That's 3 on time, 5 on time to the left. And then this is 5 on time to the right. Time, 5 quick, and the right trajectory. Okay. So the last thing, okay, is the 7. And again, this is something that I just teach guys that are going to the NFL, guys that are in the NFL, or guys that have to go to the combine. Even though this drop is not too many NFL teams use it anymore, okay, but they have to know how to do it, especially when they go to the combine, okay? Because when you go to the combine, they basically going to start you with $1 million, okay? And they're trying to take $1 million out of your bank account, okay, on every mistake you make. Okay, so you start with $1 million, they say, his elbow's a little bit low. Let's take 100,000. No, he don't bend his knees. Let's take another 100,000. Okay, and that's how you start to fall from the 1st round to the 5th round, or the 6th round, or the 7th round. Okay, so when I get these guys, I want them to be technically perfect. Even if they don't end up being a great quarterback, they got to be technically perfect in that setting, because great quarterbacks is here. 90% mental. What I'm talking about is only 10% of the game. All this information is only 10%. If they ain't got it here, it don't even matter. Okay? 90% of the game is mental. Being able to process information on coverages and protections. Okay? But when they go to the combine, I'm getting guys ready, okay? Everything has to be physically perfect to the eye. Okay? So the drops, the throwing mechanics, and I'll talk to you guys about looking at scouting reports. So I'm gonna get those scouting reports, I'll find all their weaknesses, and we focus on more of those 80, and then their good stuff 20. Okay? And so until we can get that to tip. Okay? So this is a 7 1-hitch drop. Okay? So again, it's speed. Okay? And they came up with this drop probably about 5 years ago, because on deeper routes down the field, they used to go 5 with 2 hitches. 5 with 2 hitches. Okay? But the quarterback was kind of waiting a little bit too long. Okay? And the rhythm wasn't there. Okay? So let's say, all right, let's go 7 quick with 1 hitch. Okay? And that's what this is right here. Okay? So same thing at the top. Gather hitch. Okay, that's something that we worked on in the beginning of practice. Gather hitch to the right. So he should be able to, okay, at the top of his drop, flip his hips, see where his hips are? They're already in that position to be able to throw the ball. Those are things I'm looking for. Those things that I believe in that makes you important. Those details. Okay? The 2 ball, where you're starting the ball. Again, thinking about trying to touch the receiver on top of the head. So when gravity does start to pull on the ball, it drops into where you're trying to throw it in the first place. Okay? And then this is 3 on time. Okay? And what's become more popular in the last couple of years is the back shoulder throw. The back shoulder throw. So we practice back shoulder throw, even without the defense there. Okay, so he's in gun, he's gonna go 3 on time. So when we're running a 4 vertical route, okay, our drop that matches a 4 vertical route is a 3 on time drop. Okay, if they're playing just 1 high safety, like a cover 3 look. Okay, but if this throw would be if they're playing cover two men and the outside linebackers. So if the receiver's running this way, the outside linebacker is actually carrying, okay, the number two receiver. Okay? And if he's even here, we're going to work on throwing that back shoulder fade or back shoulder seam. Okay? And so that's what you're going to see here on this video. Okay? So these are throws that we practice, like back shoulder. And every type of throw they can make in the game, we practice it. That's a perfect ball right there. That's indefensible. Okay? So, people ask, all right, so what do you tell the quarterbacks? How do you throw a back shoulder? What are you aiming at? Okay? You're actually throwing the ball to their front shoulder. Okay? Where they are, you throw it to their front shoulder, but by the time the ball gets there, it ends up being on the back shoulder. Okay? And that's how you actually teach your quarterback where you throw it. Okay? Don't look at the DB. Okay? Just watch your receiver. Okay? And here's the next one. This is 3 with a hitch. Gun. Time. And I always want my quarterbacks to stay in rhythm. Okay, if you're do your job. If it's 3 hitch throw, it's 3 hitch throw. Okay? If the receiver's not there, I'm gonna get on his behind. Okay, because he should be there. Okay, but we just gotta do our job all the time. So, with that, I'm going to conclude my portion of that. Is there any questions I can answer? Drops? No?